Hi, it's Jessica with JZ Knits, and welcome to the latest episode of my knitting podcast. I'm so excited to check in with you today. I know I'm not doing a full month check in. I thought I'd do a mid month check in since I wanted to update you on a couple things, and I am getting ready to also mail out a gift. So today we're going to go over what I am wearing, a new project that I casted on and already finished and getting ready to send out. I'll give you an update on my main finished object that I've been working on. I'll tell you a little bit about some acquisitions and some things that I'm thinking about making, and just update you on a few things. So I hope it's something that you'll like, a special, quicker episode where I go over just the last couple weeks of what I've been doing. So, and if this is something that you end up liking, I hope you think about subscribing and joining me as I give regular updates on all things knitting, making, creating, and how I wear and style my knits. So, I'll first get started with what I am wearing. So this is my Maggie cardigan, and the Maggie cardigan I've talked about before, but this one it's a design by Petite Knit. It calls for a sport weight yarn. I did mine a little bit differently. I made this holding one strand of fingering and one strand of mohair. And the yarn that I used is a Charming Ewe fingering weight yarn. I had a couple different skeins of this and held it with some mohair, and I really, really liked the finished project. So last time I chatted about it, I know I had some different buttons on there originally, but I swapped those out because this is kind of how I normally wear it, with some like really casual jeans and a tank top. And whether sometimes I wear it open or closed, today was a work from home day. And a lot of times I kind of walk around in a tank top. And then when I get on like meetings from working from home, it's just a nice, easy to throw on cardigan. And so I like it so much. I casted on another one recently, and that's been my main project, my Maggie cardigan. So I will chat with you more about that. But before I do that, I did want to talk about my latest finished object. So last time I checked in with you, I let you know that I had recently finished my own version of this poncho. So this is the Dandelion Drift poncho, and the pattern, I've got some notes here. The pattern the Dandelion Drift poncho, and it calls for a DK weight yarn. For this one, I used two different strands of fingering weight. It's the Mandarin, the Petite Mandarin by Sandnes Garn, in the color medium brown. And check out this color; it's so so pretty. I really love it. So I held two strands and held them double, so kind of made like a DK weight, and made this for my niece for her birthday. She loved my green version, and I love it too. I've worn it a few times already, and so she had asked if I would make her one for her birthday. And very knit worthy. She's somebody I haven't made her anything in probably over 10 years, so I got to doing this pretty quickly. I started this last Monday and wrapped it up and was finished knitting it by Saturday. So just a few days on the needles. Spent a good amount of time knitting it, but not too much. It was a pretty quicker project since it was pretty much just knitting flat and then kind of seaming it. So I really really like it, and I'll try it on for you so you can see how it fits. But I know it's something. I've sent her some photos. I sent her a picture of the yarn before it was finished, and she really really liked it. So it might mess with my microphone a little bit. I'll kind of hold that. So check it out. I love the kind of asymmetrical look of this poncho. And so my poncho that I made for myself, I did cast on many more stitches. And so it is longer. My torso is pretty long and hers a little shorter than mine. But other than that, I made it just a tiny bit longer, or yeah, yeah, a tiny bit longer than mine. But I overall think it's gonna fit her really well. She's somebody that likes to go to like concerts in the summer, and I think it'll just be so cute over like a tank top, wearing it with shorts, and she's really gonna love it. And such a pretty brown color. Check that out. Ugh, wanna almost want to keep it for myself. So thought I'd update you on that. I'm gonna get it off to her in the mail. Oh, and that's even inside out that I tried it on. So I guess it's reversible. So yeah, this is inside out. You can tell by the, there it is. Okay. Yeah, when I looked closer at the stitches. So yeah, that's actually how it should be. It was inside out the first time around. But yeah, really easy summery poncho. And I like it so much that I want to make myself another one. So I have the green one and I want to make myself another one in more of a neutral color. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in my acquisition. So yeah, really cute. I will get that off in the mail to her pretty quickly, which is kind of why I wanted to do a mid-month check-in so you can kind of see this finished object before it was out of my realm. So the next thing I want to chat with you about, I'll go ahead and put my mic over here on my shirt, or my poncho, my niece's poncho. The next thing I wanted to chat with you about is to give you an update on the progress of my other Maggie cardigan that I'm making. So I showed you the first one, and that's the one that I love and I wear so much. And so just wanted to tell you about my other Maggie cardigan that I've been working on. And I've had this on the needles for about 5 weeks. And it usually I am a much faster knitter when it comes to making cardigans and making sweaters. But because this yarn is so thin, it's a fingering weight yarn, you can tell just by looking at that, and kind of thinner needles, it's just taking a long time. So 5 weeks, I did take a few days off to work on this cardigan, but still it is taking some time, but it's a little bit of a labor of love, but so worth it. So I'm pretty far along. I've completely finished up the body for the most part. And now I'm working on the button bands. I finished the full body of it. I need to finish up the button bands. I've got almost one side of the button band finished. I'll pick up this other one tonight, and then I need to do the collar. So I will go ahead and pick that up and show you kind of where it's at. And then I'll pick up for the sleeve. So it is a short sleeve, so I should be able to finish it relatively quickly. My goal should be to finish it within a week, and I think I can do that based on kind of what I have going on. So I will try it on so you all can see how the fit is so far. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about the yarn. I do like to do these try-ons. I already try on things a lot while I'm knitting, and it helps me with knowing like how long I have to go, how long I want to make something, and all of that. But sometimes it's hard because I'm all like connected to my yarn. So you can see here, I have the you can see here, like I have completely finished the body. I've picked up for the right side button band, and then I'll finish this with probably another 30 or 40 minutes to finish this side of the button band, and then I'll pick up on the left side and work on that button band. My goal is hopefully to get pretty far on the left side button band by tonight. Got some uninterrupted knitting time tonight, and then I will then pick up for the collar. That should maybe not take more than a day or two, and then I'll work on the sleeves. And like I said, it's short sleeves, so it should go pretty quick. And so I'll tell you a little bit about the modifications and how this one is so different than the other one I just showed you. So I've decided to do it in two colors. I really like this yarn. I got it from the DFW Fiber Fest last year, and it is Lavender Fiber Company. And I picked up this like really cute like variegated color, and then this lavender color I think is just so pretty, and it's like in their like color name, the name of the business, Lavender Fiber Company. I really think this color is so pretty, and this will just kind of remind me of that yarn company too. So yeah, the pattern calls for just one color, but I decided just to do it a little bit different with the ribbing on the bottom. And then I'll do the button band in this purple. And then when I do the sleeves, I will do it in this like variegated kind of like springy color. And then do a little bit of the cuffs, the ribbed cuffs in this lavender color too. So I probably will have much of this purple yarn left. And we'll see. Maybe I can make like one of those like skinny scarves or something like that with it. I do want to continue to make something else with this scarf. And just just show you the bag that I'm using for it, that my just Trader Joe's mini tote, and put some simple patches on there. So it's been a fun project. Like I said, it's going a little bit slower than normal, but it's because of how thin it is. And I know it's something that I'm going to reach for and love. I love wearing like the thinner weight cardigans, especially, weather here in Texas. Thinner weight cardigans are just so much more adaptable to my lifestyle and how I like to wear my clothes. So yeah, that's the Maggie cardigan, and just modified and doing it in a little bit of a thinner weight yarn. And so I did go down a few sizes too. I want to say normally I'm like a between a size like 3, sometimes a size 4, depending on it. I think I chose size like 6 or 7 in this to make up for my gauge, and how my gauge was a little bit tighter. So just kind of did some like reverse math and making it just a couple size over so I can get the right size. And so far it's working out pretty well. And I did just a tiny bit shorter than I did my other one, but I know when it blocks out, it'll be a little bit longer and then will fit me really well. And then I get to decide on what buttons I will make. And so I just finished doing the row with the buttonholes. They're pretty little here. So some smaller buttons. It calls for what I think 5 buttons. So let me see. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 buttons. So I will go through, digging through my button stash and get those going. So love that project, love the yarn. And yeah, this is going to be 3 skeins, 2 skeins of the variegated, and then not even quite 1 skein of the lavender, but just can't wait to have this finished object. So I'll tell you a little bit about acquisitions. So recently I had to go on a work trip to Phoenix or Tempe area, and for many of you that may know me, I do like to stop at local yarn stores and get like souvenir yarn and then knit something from there, and just kind of have that memory of like a trip that I had to make. So I did decide to go to Tempe Yarn. I think I've been there maybe 2 or 3 times already. And so I'll show you a little bit about what I've purchased and what I got. So two different like yarn quantities of different things. So I got this. The first thing I got from Tempe Yarn was this. It's called Bamboo Pop, and it is a mix of cotton, 50% cotton and 50% bamboo, and it has 292 yards. So roughly just a little under 900 yards in this like white color. The color is called Bamboo Pop, or no, the yarn is called Bamboo Pop. This is just in a white color. So really, really simple. And I was thinking about making a couple things, but I'm really leaning towards making a poncho. I know I've already made like 2 of them, but only one for myself. And the one I have is green. And I really like it, but I wanted to make something in like a more neutral color that I can just throw on and wear a lot in like a thinner weight yarn. So I do want to make a poncho for myself. And I probably could have gotten away with just the 2 skeins of yarn, but I also didn't know, or yeah, I mean, 3 I think will be good. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to make with this is the poncho. I could change my mind and decide to do something else, but I'm pretty sure I'd really like to have a white poncho. I think it would just look so good in the summertime and have a little bit more of a tan and like the contrast. And it's like a really good, like bright white. And I've got white boots. I just think I can wear this with, or could be like cute over like a swimsuit cover up or something like that. I just think I'd get some good usage out of that. And especially with it being like a bamboo cotton mix. I do have a top that I made a couple years back, and I wore it recently. It's a bamboo cotton mix, and I was surprised at how cool it kept me. So my next time trying bamboo, we'll kind of see if it does the same. And yeah, it had like a kind of a cooling property to it. I've only made one thing with bamboo, so this is my second time purchasing yarn with some bamboo. So we will see how that knits up. I know the poncho isn't like the most exciting thing, but I know it's something that I'll wear, or especially if like you go out somewhere, you wear a cute dress and you just want a little something to kind of keep you warm. I feel like I don't have a lot of items like that, whether knitted or not knitted. that I could easily just throw on over like a summer dress when it gets a little cooler in the evenings, or well, sometimes it just does not get cool in the evenings, or if you're going into like the AC and it just is a little bit cooler, I think like a bamboo kind of poncho or something to throw over a dress or an outfit could be really cute. So be on the lookout for that. And then I know not not feeling a lot of color this time. So the next kind of yarn quantity that I picked up is this Moonshine Farm or Moonshine Fine, and this is in the color Moonbeam. And this is a sport weight yarn, and the yarn is made out of 30% alpaca, 30% wool, 25% nylon, and 15% silk. And it's really really soft, close to skin. I don't mind baby alpaca, that being the highest quantity. And it just has this like soft halo, but not too thick or heavy. It's a sport weight yarn. And I know in my stash, I do not have a lot of sport weight yarn. I maybe have one other kind of sport weight yarn within my stash that I think I could make something with. But it's a really dark color. So I really like this, and the yardage is pretty generous. It has 437 yards of yarn, so like what over a little over 1,300 yards in these three skeins. What I'm thinking of making another short sleeve cardigan. So I'm like kind of on a roll with the same things, right? Like I've been liking short sleeve cardigans and I've been liking ponchos, but I just find that's what I tend to wear the most. So what I'm thinking about making is the Bon Cardi. And then that is by Mere Knits, a Bon Cardigan. And it's a pattern that came out last year. And I'll insert a picture, but it kind of has like a pointel um, fabric to it, which I've really been vibing and feeling. And I just think this would be so pretty with that kind of pattern and just using some like light colored buttons. I just think it would be so pretty. I think like the contrast with my skin color, something kind of soft, delicate, pretty for like spring. And I know spring will be coming to an end soon, but and then I think how I described like I would wear the other poncho. So that is something I would like to cast down pretty soon. I know I've got like all these plans and all these things I want to make, but I feel like that can go pretty quickly. We'll see, but I'll probably swatch for that soon. I can't decide. Do I want to? Because I'm going to finish up this sweater pretty quickly. It'll be done within a week. So, do I want to do another cardigan or another poncho or maybe a little something else? I'm not sure. And then, last time I checked in with you, I had these were my newest acquisitions too, and so was thinking of kind of holding these together and making a little something. And I also I need to make something out of my summer knits book. My summer knits book by Sari Nordlin. I had made just one pattern out of there last year, and I do want some summer knits that I can wear a little bit more. I do have some yarn in my stash. Maybe I can throw in making like a quick tank, or they don't go super fast all the time, especially in fingering weight yarn. But I do want to be able to have more summer knits that I wear more often. So yeah, just kind of contemplating like, do I make, let me know in the comments what you think. Do I do a poncho, the white poncho? Do I do the Bon Cardi? Or should I cast on maybe like a tank or a tee from the Summer Knits book? So I'll think more about that unless you have some ideas or something else that I should make. There's just been so many cute, like summery and springy patterns that have been coming out, and I just want to knit them all. Like, I know I don't have the time to knit them all, but and I've got some decent yarn in my stash that I could pick from and be able to make some summery things. So if you have some tips or something that you think you'd like to see me make or see me wear, let me know. I'm still thinking about doing like a spring kind of pattern roundup, since I have been liking acquiring or paying attention to a lot of like recent spring patterns that have been coming out. So yeah, still thinking about doing that. So what else have I been making or doing? So besides the trip to Tempe, I had a work trip there. Had a good week. Spent some time out there and just yeah, enjoyed the week. My husband ended up coming out too, so we had some good time going to some restaurants, bonding, and then still kind of working. So that was good. Went to locally here in the North Dallas area is the McKinney Arts and Bloom Festival. We went to that over the weekend. The weather wasn't that great, so I do kind of feel for the vendors after kind of living the vendor life with my daughter a little bit. You can see how I can now see how much work like vendors put into that, but the weather just wasn't that great. It was kind of rainy and stormy a little bit, but I did pick up some art prints, some things that I can kind of put in the house, and I'll need to get them framed and all of that. But I love supporting, especially with local artists and getting some prints. So we did that. Also picked up some really cute like handmade earrings. I'll probably wear them in a future episode, but there's I'll feature that and talk a little bit more about earrings that I like to buy from some local vendors too. So I love supporting small little local artists pretty often. So I'll update you. I think last time I chatted with you about a banner that I'm making my daughter, and I, I got a lot done on it. I just didn't finish it yet. So making her a banner, and these were the approved colors that she likes. So I kind of used my serger and made up each one of these in different colors for her. These are kind of like a lot of the colors that she uses in her business. So the name of the business is Live Marie Studio. So I got enough of these made each of for each of the letters, and then what we'll do is kind of put the I will use felt and kind of cut the letters out on felt and then put it on here and then kind of string through some like bias tape through there to get that done. So I'll be working on that within the next week or so. She doesn't have a market for another couple weeks. The last one that she had ended up being canceled because of weather, but so I ended up having a little bit more time to finish that up. What else I've been working on? I really have an itch to sew some clothes. I really want to make some pants. That is a goal that I have in the real short term, near short term. But again, my sewing machine is still in the shop. I do have a serger. I could use that, or I can borrow one of my daughter's sewing machines. She does have two. So I do want to make some pants. I just think that would be just so cute. My knitted tops with some pants. And my legs are long, so I usually have a hard time finding like store-bought pants that fit me really well unless I get long length. But all of that, I just think it'd be so cute to sew myself some pants that I can wear with my knitted items. What else? I'll talk to you a little bit about what else I have been up to too. I just finished listening to the Audible book, Margot's Got Money Troubles, and it was so good. It was so good. It held my interest and kind of read through that so quickly. It was a really, really good one. And I know it's coming out on Netflix or not Netflix, Apple TV as a series. So I really, really want to watch that. My husband and I have wrapped up Shrinking, and I'm not caught up on Outlander just yet. I need to get caught up on that. That is a show I watch by myself, and just with traveling and everything I've had going on, I haven't had enough time to like really, really sit down. And I feel like I make a whole like thing out of it. Like I like to have just like I like to be nighttime, dark, like have a glass of wine, like really, really sit back and enjoy watching Outlander and like really get in the mood. I'm just savoring it since it's the last season and I just want to take it all in. So I'll be doing that pretty soon. And I think that's all I have to update you on. I haven't, yeah, those are my acquisitions, what I've been wearing, what I've been making. When I think about what I've been wearing, like out in the world, knit project wise, not a lot lately. Just, kind of when I work from home, I've been throwing on my cardigans and all of that. But besides, I've worn the poncho, but other than that, it's been a bit warm, or with traveling, I haven't worn my knits too much. So that's why I'm really looking forward to making more summer knits, spring knits that I can wear a lot out and about. So all right. Well, it was really good catching up with all of you. I know this is a quicker episode than usual, but I just wanted to kind of catch you up mid-month. And I will be chatting with you again later. So thanks for watching, and I hope you will like and subscribe. And tell me a little bit about what you are making. So thank you.